Right, taking another visit just to check up on the public records request a week ago. Just checking up on public records request I made a week ago. And I also have a couple other questions I'd like to add. Do you like the ins? But all right. But first I want to check up on the public records request.
And what is your name?
Well, it's Travis.
Okay. And last name.
Oh, sure. What's your last name?
What is your last name?
What, do you have a name? No? All right. You don't remember me? Do you remember? You don't? Oh, I came in last week and you gave me a bunch of white pieces of paper, and then I went in there and filled out a public records request.
Sure. What is your
And
last name?
that was a week ago, so I think that that's a pretty good period of time to give the record. What's the records lady's name?
What is your last name?
Does the records lady have a name?
Sir, I want to check on the status of it. I just need you.
Yeah. Well, who's doing? Is the person here? Because I mean, what's there to check up on if they're not even here, right?
I can check on the status of it, where it's at.
You have access to the public records?
To check on where that's at, I would just need your last name.
As far as I understand, there's only certain people who have access to the public records, right?
Okay.
I mean, you're probably not authorized. You work up here. You probably don't have much authorization of anything.
Okay.
Right? But you're able to look at something, you say?
I would just need your name so I can check on who was working on it.
Who was Oh, there might be more than one person. Okay. I know the chief.
Okay.
Okay. At the very least, the chief has authorization to check to do public records request responses.
Okay.
But under like who, when he's not in the office, who is authorized, who has he authorized to check those public records is what, and you're making it sound like there's more than one person. That makes sense that there'd be more than one person.
Okay.
And you would check in their office, I suppose, right? Or is the chief here?
I'm not sure if the chief is here.
Oh, I'm interested in talking with the chief if he's here.
Okay. What is your last name, sir?
Oh, yeah, okay, sure. Heinz.
And how do you spell that?
Oh, it's like the ketchup bottle?
I don't know if I eat that kind of ketchup. How do you spell the last name?
You don't know if you eat that kind of ketchup? You're a Hunt's lady?
Possibly.
All right. Well, all right. Einze?
E.
Yep.
All right. And you're checking on the status of public records request?
Yeah, first I want to do that, and then I have a few more questions to add, but I want to see where this is at.
Okay.
Because, I mean, I'll be looking at another week or 10 days, or if you guys even respond. I mean, it said in the policy that if you don't have anything, you should at least give a response within 5 days saying that you don't have anything. And I've given more than 5 days.
Okay.
And this is a time-sensitive issue. I have a trial coming up.
Okay.
So, this is information that I need to bring to the court, to bring as possible impeachment material.
Okay.
When I question the witnesses on the stand.
Okay.
So it's pretty important.
And you said you were here last week?
Well, I mean, I've given you a week. Yeah, I checked the calendar. It's been a week.
Okay.
So
you were here last Tuesday?
That sounds right. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I mean, they say something about like reasonable time. A week is pretty reasonable.
Okay.
I mean, that's a good solid 5 days at least. You got the weekends off.
Sure.
But I've given a good solid 5 days.
Okay.
So if there's any barriers within this request, I'd like to know what those are. If they're not ready, what's the holdup?
Okay. And you said you did have additional questions as well?
Well, I will. Yeah, of course. It's an ongoing investigation.
Okay,
And so more questions come up.
sure.
Well, I mean, yeah, what's the incident number?
Okay, do you want me to give you a piece of paper to write down your questions?
Well,
And I can go check on the status of this request?
I mean, either way, I got all day.
Okay. So you want me to start there, or do you want to start writing questions?
Well, I don't know how far back, how far do you have to walk? How long does it take to get to the office?
I don't know what other people are doing in the office right now.
Oh, and then yeah, they could be in a meeting or something today in some way.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
All right. Yeah, I mean, you can't just call back there. You can't use your phone and call. You have to actually physically walk back there.
Okay.
I can go either option. I'm not.
Well, why don't you call? Give them a call. It'd be faster, right? I mean, this is a pretty big looking building. I don't know how far you got to go, but call's pretty quick.
It is.
But the way
If
this
someone
thing with the
answers.
paper bag,
Yeah.
They could be in other meetings or
No,
rooms,
that you
or
decide.
I'm not sure.
Well, I mean, I mean, as like a progression there of like timeliness.
you know,
The first step could be a phone call, and if they don't answer, then you can walk back. That would be a little bit faster than walking back straight. You know, it may take, you know, if it fails, if the phone call fails, that might take a few extra minutes in between you and walking there. So, but I would suggest calling.
Okay.
I mean, what do you think is best?
I think that's a great
On-
suggestion.
Okay. When do you want to start calling?
Are you ready for me to start calling, or do you have other questions?
Well, I mean, that's the questions are on the paper. So, I mean, I asked those, and now I'm looking for responses.
Sure.
And this is to help me prepare for my case coming up.
Sure.
I mean, I have the first court hearing is July 17th, so that's next week.
Okay.
So I'm very time sensitive with this.
Let me write that. So July 17th.
Yeah, it's my first court hearing for this. I actually had it moved up. It was September.
Okay.
So I requested to have a sooner hearing because I don't live here. I mean, I'm hanging out, waiting on you guys. So,
All right. Sounds good. Let me see what I can find for you, sir.
all right.
All right, sir. Couple things for you. This is Lieutenant Rashka's business card. Here's your list of questions from last week. And then this
Oh, just a repeat.
Yeah, this is the responses that Lieutenant Rashka had emailed to you.
Yeah. So it sounds like you don't have anything. Because I already read that.
Okay, so this was his response to you.
Now he's printed it. How much do you charge per piece of paper?
I won't charge you for the
Oh,
paper.
okay.
This is on the house, just for you.
Well, I don't
Even an
want
extra
it.
piece of paper in case you
Oh,
have additional questions.
Yeah, I want to ask more questions, but it sounds like they're to no avail because there's no further answers then. I'm just checking.
Okay.
That's all I'm doing is just making a check. You don't have anything, you're just repeating the answers.
This is the only responses I have from the officers. I don't have any additional responses.
Is the records clerk an officer?
These responses are from our lieutenant.
Yeah. Is the records clerk an officer? You know that or no?
I don't know that answer.
Yeah, okay.
If you want to add that
Do
to
they-
your list of questions, you can.
Well, it sounds like it's not going to be answered anyway. It'll just be like he'll just say it goes to the records clerk, whoever that is, and he could be the records clerk for all I know, and he's just kind of playing this double personality.
Okay.
You probably don't know the system you use for checking incident reports, do you?
That is
Yeah.
not my job.
You never heard of the Spillman system?
I've heard of the Spillman system, yes.
Do you use the Spillman system?
Sir, do you have other questions?
Well, I just asked because the city police uses a Spillman system.
Okay.
And it sounds like you guys might, okay, but we're not getting a definite answer on that.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I need that incident report. I mean, I can ask you guys. So yeah,
Did you want to respond to Lieutenant Rashka's?
What's there to respond to? No, I'm just going to ask my further questions.
Sure.
My questions are in your court, and they're still in your court. You haven't answered really anything. You're just delaying answers. Is what he's doing.
I'm not sure how he
These are delays. Okay, these are roadblocks. These aren't answers.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, but I have further questions that I want to know the incident number. So
Okay.
I guess I can write on the back, I guess.
I can give you both. If you want to take a seat, that back room is open. You're welcome to add any questions that you'd like responses to.
Okay.
You can either email the lieutenant back, or you're welcome to write them
I don't know. It sounds like since I'm here, I might as well he'll answer with paper and pen. Okay. Yeah, I'll just ask a few more questions.
Do you want this to reference?
I have his email. That's all the same stuff. It'll just weigh me down. So.
I don't. It was a Ford Edge and a semi.
All right. All right, it seems to me that the sheriff's office doesn't want to take responsibility for their actions and follow through with providing information about my arrest. Instead, they just want to delay answers. And what good does that do them? Because that information needs to be it needs to be answered to prepare for a legitimate trial. I mean, I have a legitimate court case that they've created for me, yet they're just not following through. It's so easy to charge you, but so difficult to follow through on it, to provide all the necessary elements, information, evidence, all of that. They fall short. It's so easy to write them tickets on the scene while they're emotional, but then to follow through with the administration part, they seem to be falling short. Other states have higher standards for public records requests, for answering these types of questions, compared to Outagamie County sheriffs. What's happening? Where's the disconnect within the sheriff's office? There's something that they're falling short on, either technologically or attitude-wise, just the way they want to conduct themselves. I mean, it seems like it's their attitude to me more than technology. I mean, we'll see though. We'll see how responsive the city police are to my same record request asking for the incident number You know, the first time I asked for May 30th, and she instantly pulled it up on her computer right at the desk. The second time she wants me to go through public records, which is good, because now it gives me an opportunity to test who could be more responsive, the police, city, or the county. And so it's kind of a race. You know, the city has a head start by a day. Maybe neither one are responsive, but I mean, the city was responsive in the very moment I asked, so I find that interesting. Well, let's see how the county is.